So today we're going to talk about a cretin called Rob Sudi. This man is a traitor. This man knows full well that we are correct, but spends all his time defending the people that oppress you, poison you, lock you down and treat you like shit. The people that dwindled your money supply out of existence. The people that put your homes up to $1 million plus. The people that caused your food to double in price. The people that caused your fuel to go up by 1/3. These are the people that Rob supports, because he wholly believes that we can't do what we do. The only reason he believes this is because someone taught him incorrectly. Just because you're unaware, Rob, doesn't mean it's wrong. And that's where you have a problem, because you've been defaming the characters of many, many people over the years. And what I would suggest to all those people on your website is to get together and sue the fuck out of you. Every single person you named should get together and charge you in a courtroom with defamation of character. Because according to the law, Rob, that you know so well, you think it's all right to defame people, but the law says you can still defame people even if you tell the truth. And you've been defaming people for over 6-7 years now, holding a website that has a domain name registered back quite so many years ago. Don't think we haven't got the evidence, mate. Don't think we haven't gone through your Facebook. Don't think we haven't gone through all of you because of what you've done. You supported war criminals under the Hague Convention, Rob. That makes you in cahoots with these war criminals. That might make you a war criminal, Rob. It's something you very, very clearly need to comprehend. So I think you have a serious problem in that you keep pushing the people into believing that this is wrong, when in fact it is more right than you could ever comprehend. Remember that war criminal David Halpin, Rob? You know, that criminal magistrate that failed to do a fair trial under the obligations that under the rules he's obligated to, those international rules. Would you as a farmhand know anything about it? No, you wouldn't. A soldier of 10 years gave it to me. And you're a farmhand. So you really don't know anything about the blessing of Almighty God that gave this constitution authority in the first place through a kingdom, do you? You don't know much, do you, Rob? All you know is the statutes. All you know is the criminal code. It's not going to get you very far when the argument is your oath, when the argument is a line of authority that gives you a right to hold rule of law in the very, very first place. You serve foreign powers. You serve a God from afar away. You don't serve your own gods in your Anzac, and this is very clear by the way you desecrate those Anzac and that Anzac flag. It's very clear, Rob. So if you think this is going away anymore, you're sadly mistaken. In the time that I've been quiet, I've been collating all the evidence I need. And you're party to that, Rob. You're a traitor. You defamed the characters of many, many of your countrymen. Your countrymen, while you did the bidding of the state. They poisoned everybody. They experimented on everybody. This is a war crime, Rob. You can't excuse yourself from it because you already did it. The act is past and gone. You committed the act. You can't excuse yourself from the act, Rob. You helped a bunch of people commit war crimes. And your name's on the list as one of those war criminals for helping them. For helping them. You still haven't worked it out yet, have you? You're still like to hang around with your glass-ceiling academics that pat you on the back. Good little ward of state. You did exactly what we expected from you. The United Nations. Golfy clappy to you. You're about as smart as the Aboriginal who Tantied always was, always will be, while Albo immigrated more than their entire population into the country. Never was, never will be. And here's a funny little mock-it-up little cartoon you created with your name on it. You're a manipulator. You're a criminal. You are a criminal. Do you think Australian society should keep putting up with the likes of this? You're dumb, Rob. You're dumb because you hang around the people that manipulate the country. Like Ann Toomey, a glass-ceiling academic who proved without a shadow of a doubt, dumbly enough, in one of her videos, I was 1,000% correct, confirming everything Justice Lonergan put on that courtroom statement, Rob, which is very demonstrative by your Facebook page. The amount of stupid shit you post on Facebook is amazing. You might as well have dobbed yourself in, Rob, and said, I work for a foreign power and I'm a traitor to my own country. You might as well have signed the paperwork yourself, Rob, and said, take me to court for my war crimes that I openly discuss on Facebook in front of everybody. That's the reality, Rob. You didn't change your ways in all this time. You didn't understand that I wasn't playing American pseudo-legal law having come out of our council. Having come out of a council in a job that is so far skilled above what you could ever do, Rob, riding your horse with your cowboy hat on. And that means that Rob Sooty's in cahoots with the United Nations. That's who he works for. He's helping out the United Nations destroy you and your country. Rob Sooty's complicit in your home being $1 million. He helps them. So why would you join that evil? Why would you even promote it? Why would you support it? Why would you conspire with it? When you can see what they did to us. So Rob, now I address the United Nations. Hello, United Nations inspectors. Please come and interview me. They tried to poison me in a forensic mental health unit and failed. And then went and poisoned Jewick, Wisconsin. David Halpin did that. Rob Sooty's little buddy did that. Rob Sooty's involved in that, Mr. United Nations inspectors. So please, I'm here when you're ready to talk, Mr. United Nations Inspector. I'm the one that was in that jail cell when they tried to poison me. I'm the one that you came to inspect. Right? Maybe we should talk very, very seriously about these war criminals that we're discussing. So Rob, I'm not here to argue with you. This is the bottom line, really, isn't it? You're on the back foot now. I'm here for the United Nations inspectors to tell them all about you, to tell them all about what you've done to your own countrymen. I'm here to tell them all about David Halpin and all about what he did. So be fully aware that we want those United Nations inspectors to come back and fly in. We want to sit down with them. Me and my men want to sit down with the United Nations and explain very clearly what we've discovered and put on the courtroom record. And we want to point the finger at all those criminals like you, Rob. So we're waiting for the United Nations to return. And when it's the fixated persons that got caught out doing it, in cahoots with them, are you? Are you? Because this is serious, Rob. This is not a fine. This is a war crime we're talking about. There's something so far above your aptitude and your brain level. It's just startling to see you continue. You haven't grown up. You haven't grown in any way, shape or form. You're stuck in that hamster wheel. So, working with David Halpin to undermine the countrymen of this country on behalf of the United Nations is a joint commission with the New South Wales Magistrates Court. Now, Mr. Freeman Delusion, Mr. Sudi name, would consider you conspiracy theorists. You work with David Halpin. David Halpin refused to do things by fair justice, which is a criminal offence, and you helped David Halpin in that crime. You conspired with a magistrate to follow people on social media so that you could undermine their legal arguments. You didn't listen to their legal arguments, just like I witnessed before David Halpin himself, when he failed to do what is called fair justice. So Rob Sudi is conspiring with people who commit war crimes in an international jurisdiction while police arrest you under a military jurisdiction in wartime policing that Rob Sudi's completely ignorant of. So last thing before we go, all of you on that website need to put your differences aside and come together in a defamation lawsuit against Rob Sudi. Against Rob Sudi. He's the one defaming all your characters, treating you like idiots for challenging a United Nations-run administration in your own country. So I would suggest you all gather together and put aside your differences and go into a court case together against someone that has defamed your characters very, very badly.